Ladies and gentlemen, you...
May I have your attention, please? Will the real Sam Prentice please stand up? I repeat, will the real Sam Prentice please stand up? We're gonna have a problem here.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching this. This is Sam Prentice Makes Things Happen. I'm Sam Prentice back once again making it happen. I very nearly fell over there. That would have been embarrassing. Hope you're well, guys. Today we are unboxing the Mingda D2, which is kind of exciting for me, I guess. I hope you're all well. I know I'm a little bit early, but, you know, I like to kind of go with the flow. It's something to kind of unexpected sometimes, you know. It's good stuff, though. It's good stuff. As you probably are aware, let me just get back into this screen. Sorry about the camera wobble. I don't quite know what's going on there. Wow, there's loads of messages. Hope you're all well, guys. As you know, I've just been on the first layer as well. So, you know, I'm sure those guys are still carrying on because they don't care about me. Anyway, I hope you're well. As you know, we're still continuing with the Droid series, and I felt so horrendously bad last time that I hadn't really prepared anything and hadn't really got anything done with my droid. I kind of went all out, and here we are. We're nearly there. We're nearly there with the assembly of this particular droid. So it's all good fun. Yeah. So anyway, let's move that one out of the way for a moment. All right. Let me get my information up on here and just tell you a little bit about this 3D printer. So, full disclosure, because that's what everybody on YouTube does nowadays. They talk about the disclosure of how they got this. Very simply, I got in touch with Mingda and they wouldn't talk to me for ages. And then something obviously was put under their nose on Twitter, which is nice. And they reached out to me. And then I got this printer. It's really bizarre, but that's kind of sometimes the way it happens. Sometimes you've got to put a lot of time and effort into these things. Sometimes you've got to write a whole script of what you're going to do and how you're going to present it, and you know what happens if things go wrong and all that kind of craziness. But they just sent me this one, and they sent it to me for free. So happy days for me. So this is the Mingda D2, not to be confused with the Droid. It retails at $239.99 currently on Amazon, and it was released on the 26th of September 2020. It's a direct drive system, which is kind of nice, with a Promoxal, I think that's how you say it, a Promoxal extruder, aka a direct drive extruder. Large SD slot, TMC 2208, silent 32-bit board. The size of it is 230 by 260 on the build volume. It's got a filament runout sensor. It weighs in at 11 kilos. It's got a touchscreen, dual Z's, magnetic bed, LED lit hot end, and it's the little sister or brother to the D3, D4, and the Rock 3. Mingda have been in business since 2009, and around about 2019, they decided to get and break into the consumer market. So they started with the R&D. And I think in around 2020, that's why we started to hear about these particular printers now. So it's kind of been weird. And I think I can't remember where I actually saw this printer, or certainly the Rock 3. And they started doing live streams and stuff. And, you know, it kind of caught my eye. And certainly on paper and video, it kind of looks good. Now, what was kind of odd about the video that I just played, it said stuff about having a proximity sensor, so BioTouch or equivalent. And it also had a mobile phone that you could plug stuff into. Now, the videos that, obviously I do my research, so the videos I've seen, it has a port for that, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi, I don't believe, on it at this point. So who knows? See what happens when we open it up. Anyway, if you guys have got any questions, please let me know. The link should be all in the description. I've tried to go all out for this one. As you can imagine, this is kind of, I think this is my second string back since Babygate. And obviously the CR30 is cracking on at the moment. In fact, what I'll do is I'll share my screen with you, and let's see if I can show you what's going on the CR30 at the moment. Hopefully you can see this. Let's have a look. Let's pull this one up. Bing. So that's what's going on the CR30 at the moment. That's in a different building altogether. So it's slow. I'm not going to lie. It's a very, very slow printer. But you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. But you know, happy days. It's pretty good. It's quite nice. It's quite a good printer. I'm doing some stuff with it at the moment to try and get the speed up a little bit more. But you know, we shall see what happens in the end. I'm just going to check to make sure everything is working here. And it appears to be okay. Cool. So that's what's going on with the CR30 at the moment. And it's time lapsing at the moment. So that means that the Z-axis actually throws itself up in the air, which is obviously amazing fun. But anyway, you're not here to talk about that or to listen about that. Anyway, you're here to find out a little bit more about this D2 printer. Now, what I noticed straight away when I got this box a couple of days ago, it is very boring. Now, you know, obviously with an unboxing, and it's no secret, I'm not a massive fan of an unboxing video, but this box is insanely boring. In fact, all it says on it is 3D printer. So this really could be anything, you know, it's bizarre. So first critique, put something sexy on it. Like what Creality did. It can't cost that much more for a little bit of ink. Just a really boring box. And I hope that the inside is going to be a little bit better. So let's open this up and see what we can find. So full disclosure, as I say, they sent me this. They ordered it through Amazon. It came next day. I've been sat on it for a couple of days now. And today is the day that we unbox this. So it's got a couple of cool little features in it. And as I said, the magnetic bed, the LED hot end, it's kind of got this sort of throwback to, you know, really how printers should be or should be being sent out at this price point. And actually at 240 quid, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all. So what have we got in the box? It's very well packaged. Here is, ladies and gentlemen, a magnetic bed. If I'm honest, I'm not a massive fan of magnetic beds because I'm old school and I like glass. But what I will say, the BX magnetic bed, which is actually steel, works really, really well. So I've been really impressed with that. I'm getting PM'd messages, so hopefully there's nothing too sinister going on. Just want to check my feed again. Yeah, we're good. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Healthy fizzy water being drunk. Yeah, so today I'm sponsored by Sal Pellegrino because I'm posh and all that kind of stuff. Hello, chaps. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Gary. Hey, Astro Printer. Carl. Hello, everybody. Hope you're well. Yeah, cool. Right, let's move back onto here. So, should be a relatively easy setup. I didn't realise until after I purchased this and I was doing the research, it was a direct drive. I don't know why. It just didn't come up in conversation, I don't think. But man, it's well packed in there. I'll give him that for sure. Okay, let's try and get the gantry out first. So the first thing I'm seeing here, which again is encouraging, and I did have to check some of the facts on this. We've got 2 Z lead screws, which again at this price point is pretty good. But you know, if you had an Ender 3 and you wanted to do the upgrade, oh, it's kind of frustrating. This flickering. I'll try and stay completely still. Sorry about that, guys. Obviously, Twin Z. It's, you know, it looks exactly as you would expect for, you know, an Ender printer, to be absolutely honest. There's these tiny little red switches, which are quite like them. They look quite cool. Yeah, I mean, it appears to be very nicely assembled and built. It's greased up and ready to go. That's what we like. And of course, we've got the filament runout sensor at the top here as well. So let's delve in to the hot end. Okay, so they have used this hot end. Let's have a look. We've got a European power plug. So that's good for nothing. But I've got one already set up in here. Okay, so this is cool. This is interesting. Okay. I almost like to find something that I wasn't expecting in the bottom of one of these boxes, but alas, not even a duck. Yeah, so literally in the bottom of the box. That's it. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Really need to do a dump run because I've got so many boxes here at the moment. It's insane. So here he is, the D2. Let's have a look, see what the message is saying. Autofocus on the camera is causing a flicker. Yeah, I'm really aware of that. Let me try and adjust that very quickly if I can. There are a couple of settings on this that just keep going out of whack. Let's try that. See if that works any better. Sorry, guys. Oh, there we go. Fat guy coming through. Okay, so here's our direct drive hot end. That's let me go over to the other camera over here. That looks pretty well put together. It's certainly bulky, if nothing else. Whether or not you need, it's weird. There's no sock on this either. So we've got the extruder elements here as well. NEMA 17 inside of that, it looks like. You've got a hot pluggable thermistor and heater element on this, and obviously this LED as well. The heater, the heat cooler, or the fan cooler is interesting. It's not quite where I'd want it to be on a print, because that's literally just going to cool that. Okay, well, there might be some adjustment that needs to be had on that, I think. But ultimately, it looks good. Very, very nice. So let's have a look inside of this box. I was just about to say there are no instructions, but I suspect they're going to be on the SD card. So we've got a roll of filament. It's the usual stuff here, guys. We've got that thing that you don't want to poke your eye out with, and a spanner. We've got a USB connector, a little bit of PTFE tube. Hey, a burger flipper. Amazing. We've got the SD card, ping, just there, and set of Allen keys, T's for the sides. Oh, look at this. Wow, that's kind of cool. A USB adapter with various card slots in it. I thought it was a lighter. Looks like a lighter. Anyway, the usual little snippies. We've got a screw here for something, a spare nozzle, a few screws, and a little wrench and the filament holder. There we go. Also inside of here, we've got, what even is that? Yeah. Ooh. I'm guessing that's going to be the top of the spool for the filament holder as well. So let's see if, yeah, we're still phasing, aren't we? Weird. Weird. Okay, well, I'll try and be like a dinosaur and maybe try and keep myself completely still and see if it just makes the focus work. It's not making anything, is it? Anyway, so what does this say? Same adapter used by WeDo. Okay, I don't know what WeDo is, but okay, sounds good to me. Is that a good thing? Tell me if it's a good thing. Right, so we've got a little connector down here. Got a bit of filament in here, another switch down here, which is moving all over the place. So got a bit of movement on this switch here, as you can see. So we'll give that a tighten up. But of course, they haven't given me any screwdrivers. And I don't know if I've got any screwdrivers in here. So but there's a bit of adjustment on that anyway for the Y-axis. And I'm guessing we're going to be popping this on top. Yeah, that looks good. So let's have a look at the back here. So these little holes here, they've got tubes inside of them. And what's that? All good if you touched it, Sam. What does that mean? All good, you touched it. I don't know what that means. Okay, sorry, chaps. I'm trying to play catch up here with some of the things you're saying. Okay, let's get some screws out then and try and work out exactly what we're going to be plugging into what. There's a massive hole on the bottom here. That's kind of interesting. Why is there a massive hole on the bottom of it? Okay. Now, the other concern, of course, is the power on this. Because they gave me a European plug, does that mean it's not going to be in 240? And it's maybe going to be a different voltage. That's a... oh, okay, the hole's there so you can see the voltage. Excellent. Okay. Let's have a quick look then. And we are set to... yeah, 220. So we're okay with that. I don't really want to take that up to bits because what I'm trying to do now is not mess around with these printers too much unless it's completely necessary. So, you know, the prints that I'm putting out, the prints that you guys are going to see and, you know, all that kind of business, I want them to be from stock printers where possible. So you can get a really good judgment on various things. So I'll give you an example of that. So the CR30 that I'm printing with at the moment, a lot of people are going direct drive for quite obvious reasons, actually, because you can speed the sucker up because it is slow. It runs at 30 millimeters per second as a default setting, which is just horrible and painstakingly boring. And it's not something that I can deal with. So we've already sorted that out and whipped it up to a slightly faster speed. Let's just whip this around here, like so. So already, we know we've got a couple of things to do here. There's an obvious, the T bars are going to go onto the side of this printer, and all we're going to do here is just whip this in very nicely. For those of you who are maybe asking or wondering what's going on with my wife and baby, they're in the house. The baby is being quite well behaved today. Nanny and Grandma have been over, so that's been nice. And the UK is slowly, oh, that's so frustrating, that bloody phasing. It's weird because I've done nothing with it since the stream on Friday, so I can whip it round to another setting. It's annoying me though. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can put it on too. Here we go. Right. Still doing it. See? I don't know. I'm not here to learn about cameras. I'm here to learn about 3D printers. That is really frustrating. I might have to swap over a camera if it's going to keep doing that. Let's go over to also. Okay, let's see if that works. And so I am using a Sony 63 or 400 on this one. I know Tim from DWIT has also got the, I think it's worse now. That's definitely worse. Sorry, guys. I think he's got a very similar camera. I did mention to him, if he has any of those kind of issues, let me know, because he's probably more likely to get a fix out of it than I am. I'm going to turn this to manual and hit the button. See what happens now. Obviously, I'm wasting time here at the moment, so I don't want to be messing around too much. That'll learn me. Yeah, okay, I think the phasing's stopped now, I hope. So there we go. Camera has a twitch. Laugh out loud. It does have a twitch. You're quite right. You're quite right. And the funny thing is about this is that camera that I'm using right now is, you know, like a £1,300 camera. So brilliant. Isn't it brilliant? Okay, so we're going to get this around here a little bit. I'm going to turn it on its head a little bit more. So I don't like to move these around too much because I just want it as it comes out of the factory. But so obviously, apart from the name, which they can't help it, can they? They don't know what slang is in some other languages and stuff. I guess it can't be helped. But Mingda, in my opinion, is quite a choice name for a company. But of course, originally they were manufacturers of big industrial printers. So the consumer market wasn't that important to them at the time. But obviously it is now. And also what I don't like coming out of a lot of businesses at the moment is when they just give the printer a number, like the CR30. I know it's called the print mill and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but I just sort of feel like they should have a name. And hopefully I'm going to be in amongst a couple of other YouTubers reviewing something that's coming out in a couple of months. And if you know, you know. But I've been quite impressed with a couple of new printers that are coming out to battle Tripod's favourite printer, the CR30. So I'm looking forward to receiving that. Unfortunately, I won't be doing a live stream on it because I'm under a proper contract for that. Why is this sucker not going in? Here we go. I think I've got some movement on this. I'm just trying to get him to bite. I think we're there. Yes, we are. So, you know, in that zone at the moment with the CR30, you know, it's the BQBX is the is the next one, which again, I've got both of those. So it'd be good to get this other printer in. I'm sure there are other printers in and around that price point that maybe you guys are kind of excited about. I've also got the Rack VCore 3 coming. So I'm already doing the 1.3 upgrade. So that is basically taking the older version, the version 2, and upgrading it to a version 3, which is quite exciting. But again, it's one of those, these Core XY printers and kit printers are one of these things you kind of have to spend quite a long time playing around with settings. And it's not as easy, you know, if you're a first time builder of stuff and you haven't got a techie mind on you, it's a bit of a labor of love. And there are days where I don't even want to go in the room and face it because not because it's a bad printer, but just because I know that I don't have the time to sit there and wire stuff in, which is kind of frustrating. But hey, that's the way it goes. Oh, hi, James. How are you? SBC 3D. Hey, J5. Hope you're all right, mate. So all I'm doing at the moment is just plugging these screws in. This is tantalizing, I'm sure, for you guys at home. The instructions are on the SD card, and of course I'm streaming, so I'm not going to be opening up that. So a couple of T's here. Let's have a quick look. There's already pre-drilled holes for this stuff, so that's quite nice. It's an all metal printer. I can't see any 3D printed parts on it. Again, it's pretty standard to what everyone else is putting out at the moment. So, you know, if you're looking at it from a price point over, I don't know, I guess maybe a CR30 or something, or CR6, maybe that's an option for you. Okay, those 4 is what I'm going to go with. Ching, ching, ching. Another Allen key. Right then, let's pop this one on. Very nice. So as I say, this is, we're 4 in. What does this say? Q5 finally working marvelously. Thank you for guiding me along stream by stream. Cool. Tell you what, the that Q5 printer is awesome. And I believe in maybe a couple of weeks, I'll be getting the SR sent to me as well. I've been kind of lucky. Let's put it that way. I've been kind of lucky with some of these bits and pieces that have come my way. And you know, if you 3D print but you don't do YouTube and 3D print, there is a hell of a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to constantly be speaking to Chinese businesses about collaborations and working on what you're going to do with them. But again, it's also important to remember that, you know, these companies have a budget, and the budget is a marketing budget as well. So, you know, they are going to have printers that are going to go out to various YouTubers and stuff. So I'm just glad to be kind of part of the scene, really. It's been nice. It's been nice to get involved with some stuff. And, you know, some of the ones that I'm building at the moment, you know, those guys are also building big YouTubers, like seriously big YouTubers. And it's nice just to be in the mix at the moment. So nice to be at least selected or thought about in that same ilk, which is obviously lovely. Hey, dude, how are you? Yoav. Hoi, hoi. So I really wanted to try the Mingda Rock 3 printer because that was kind of going to be sort of more my size. And if you do watch any of my stuff, you'll know that I've got a lot of Ender 3s at the moment. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, because I wanted to modify them in all kinds of crazy ways. But I also got support from a company called Comgrow, and the links are in the description for that. They do a lot of refurbished work as well via a company called iMaker. which is a young London-based company. Hello, Mega whatever. Hope you're well. London-based company which do in my opinion, a pretty shocking job at refurbishing some of these printers. So I did have some small issues with my Rock 3. What issues did you have with it? Because this is interesting, because obviously, you know, they're new into the marketplace, and I know they've got a couple of face people on this now. I can't remember. There's one lady. There's another guy called Sam, I think. I remember his name, of course. So, you know, they're new into the market, and that can be a bit of a steep learning curve, especially when you've got a load of end users shouting at you saying, hey, guys, this isn't working, and I'm really upset about that. You know, that certainly happened with the guys at Homers or TiVo. And I actually got a message from the guy at TiVo last week. And I said, how's it going? And he said, not great, obviously. And if you've got a TiVo, or if you know what's going on in and around that space at the moment, they've got some pressures, and COVID related and various other things. But he did say to me that they are going to be shipping stuff out still. They are still going to be trying to honor what's going on. But, you know, famous last words, right? Oh, fizzy water. So I'm on a health kick at the moment, so hence the fizzy water instead of wine or beer or whatever. I'm going to try and slim down. I was already ready to go with the dad bod prior to even, you know, having a baby. So I kind of figured maybe it's time to start thinking about that a little bit more seriously. So not that any of you not bloody care. You're just here for free stuff. No, I'm sure you're not. Although, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Here we go. Right, let's get a couple more of these little screws. So on the back of this, there appears to be 3 holes. And I'm going to guess that these 3 holes correlate to this. In fact, they do. So let's just have a little check. This is going swimmingly so far. I'm not stressed out. That's interesting. So this little switch here, that's cool. Let's have a look. Right, I don't know if you can see. Where are we here? Can you see this? Yes, you can. Okay, so maybe you can't see that, but there's a little switch here. And these are like little micro toggle switches, which generally aren't used, or certainly aren't used widely in 3D printing as far as I'm aware. But I don't know how that's going to go on there. Look at that. Unless there's an adapter. Which there isn't. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's being said. So what can you tell us about this one? I don't know the brand. Well, I can tell you everything about it. This is the Mingda D2. It's £239, 99p currently on Amazon. It was launched on 26th of September 2020. It's got a direct drive proximal extruder, aka direct drive. It's got a large SD slot. It's got a 32-bit board running TMC 2208s with obviously a silent motherboard. 230 by 230 by 260 build volume. Filament runout sensor, which is just up here. It weighs in at 11 kilos. It's got a touchscreen, dual Z magnetic bed, LED lit hot end. There's no LEDs at the top. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. It's going to be very similar to an Ender, but with dual Zs. Now, as I say, I played a video earlier of their release, which I think was when they were pushing the R&D on this. And what was quite interesting, there was a lot of features on it, or some features on it, like BL touches and various other things. In fact, if you look here, there is room for a BL touch, possibly even on this side. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. There is room for that, but I'm guessing due to cost, they probably decided not to put that on. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. So hopefully that satisfies you ever so slightly there, sir. Yeah, the dual Zs are nice. So I've got to be honest, if it didn't have that, and certainly with, so I'm doing the Ender Enzilla by Manchester 3D at the moment. There's a 400 by 250 bed. And I've had some fun with that so far, and I've had to walk away from it for a little bit because I'm also doing an IDEX ender as well, and a rat rig, and another rat rig, and the CR30 challenges, and this new printer that's come in, and I've got like 5 others on the back burner that are, you know, winging their way to me. So obviously I want to do the best that I can by any of the companies that I support. So, you know, that may mean sometimes that I've just got to walk away for 5 minutes and consider where I'm at, because I want to deliver on my promises, of course. So there you go. Feature is BL Touch ready. There you go. Look, big issue I had was the X-axis cable droops pretty low if you don't put it behind the filament. Okay, that's interesting. So did you reach out to them or any of the support groups or anything like that and have a chat with them about that? Because again, it's not, I know that I think Chris at Chris's basement has got one of these, but I haven't watched the video. Sorry, Chris. And I know a couple of the other sort of larger style YouTubers have got these as well, which obviously is great for them. But I haven't seen a huge amount of traction on this. And that might be due to, it could be down to anything, really. The only concern I've got right now is, although, what is this? Hang on a second. So I've got a cable here. So that's not for that. That's going to go into here. Right, fair enough. Let's plug him in. What is that sensor for there then? Because there's nothing on this switch. And on this switch here, there's 2 cables. So there are, here we go. Look at that. Look. There's observation for you guys. Look at that. There's the 2 little cables there. Look. So I'm assuming, again, I haven't got, the instructions are going to be on the SD card. I haven't got a computer here to do the SD card stuff. So this is obviously going to go on here somewhere. That's cool. Okay, let's plug this in then. I can see that becoming an issue if it does knock it though. Yeah, I mean, like I say, guys, it is frustrating when you have problems like that. And, you know, like you, I've had a fair amount of problems. I've got major issues with all of my S5s at the moment, to the point that I'm going, shall I just strip them down and keep them for parts? Because, man, but they've had, you know, the thing is with the stuff I've got, they have a hard life, a really, really hard life. And, but there are some expensive parts on it, like the hot ends and stuff. I tend to upgrade those because they're really, really big workhorses of mine. But I'm hoping that the Core XY rat rig, so this is already coming off. That's going to be a pain. The Core XY rat rig is going to be a bit of a game changer for me. This is an S5 recent blockage. If you can see that, that's the 3D printed cooler inside of this TP. No, what is this? This is PETG. So there was no way, and you know, it doesn't matter how much you're going to heat this up, it's going to ruin stuff. And I think there's bits and pieces all stuck inside of that. So slice engineering again for other parts, but that's been running without me touching it for a solid year. You know, twinsies, all synced up. It's been wonderful, wonderful printer. But you know, all good things come to an end. And as I say, some of the stuff I'm working with right now, certainly with the rat rig stuff, just insane. And I noticed as well, one of the guys that we stream with on a Friday, Jason, he's bought a rat rig as well. So it's been, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. My run out sensor is working, but when I try and heat up and change the filament, you get thermal runaway. Okay. I remember if the sensor was working, but when I try and heat up and change the filament, okay. So when I try and resume, what printer is that on? Is that on this printer? I think I killed my Pi running Octopi. Wasn't grounded properly. Yeah, you know, I read that as well about how these printers are grounded. So you know, that is the electrical safety on some of this stuff. It does say in the instructions you shouldn't leave them unattended. Who does that though? everybody. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass to get this on. Not see this switch here, this crimp. I'm gonna have to take this off. This is just naff. This crimp is not gripping the switch correctly. So I think I'm gonna have issues with that. So let's try and improvise with something. What have I got? Some tape or something. What have we got here? Have I got some tape? Tape. Yes, I do. Look at that. Rip it off something else. That's what we call recycling, guys. There we go. So, a little bit of tape. What I'm going to do is just put this on because the cables in this are really, really tight. It needs to go on at this angle. Sorry, you can't really see this. It's a bit of a faff. We're going to pop this on. So first things first, Mingda. These switches are kind of cool, but this is not. This is the struggle is real with this switch because as I'm plugging him in, it keeps coming off. So we're going to put a little bit of tape on it just so it doesn't pull it off and it doesn't snag, because that would be really bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is fixed. Happy days. We can all high-five ourselves. So they've given me these little screws, but they don't correlate to anything because we don't have a screwdriver, because they haven't provided me with a screwdriver to use. So that's it. That's the end. No, it's not. Let's see what we can do with this one. Let's try and improvise with this. See, I purposely decide to not bring out loads of tools when I'm doing these unboxing videos, because if there is something that needs to be repaired, well, I obviously scupper myself by not bringing them out, I suppose. But the idea is so that if the tools aren't there when I need them, then at least it shows that, see, this one doesn't even fit into anything. Yes, it does. There you go. So yes, that's the first point anyway. That switch is a bit naff. Don't like that. Not into that at all. But hopefully that won't be the only issue. Hopefully that will be the only issue. Now I'm thinking, so on the side here, is that where the, that never mounts to that? No way. Okay, good. No. I was going to say, that's just like crazy talk. There's two holes here. I don't know what they're for. And that's what she said. Boom, boom. All right. So we are going to be feeding into here like so. So let's pop this little baby on here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. No screwdriver. Time to give it back. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. The other thing is, because of the quantity of printers in here, and I am using these printers. It's not like, you know, I often wonder, hey, what, you know, that guy gets sent a printer every day and he's reviewing it. What does he do with that printer after? Does he get to keep it? Is he selling it? What's the deal? And, you know, before all this craziness started happening with COVID, I was building robots. That's what I did. That was my thing. So I'm still doing that. And the more printers I've got, the less time it takes. So, as I say, and I did buy a hell of a lot of Enders, and I did get sent a few really good printers as well. I know Tripod isn't a big fan, but the CR6 is, other than the nozzle issue that I've had with it, just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, but not at this price point. You need to do a tripod, have an upskirt cam for close-ups. Yeah, CR6 Max. Oh, you've got the CR6 Max. Okay, that's interesting. In that case, then, what? I'll show that on screen real quick. So you're using the CR6. You're getting thermal runaways. I'll tell you what that's probably going to be. Have you got the sock on there, on the nozzle? One of these. Have you got a sock on that? Because this doesn't have a sock on it. And what I found with the CR6, if you don't have that sock on, it gets thermal runaways like a crazy thing. So I'm going to put a sock on this because it doesn't come with one. Hopefully that one will fit. Will it fit? Because, you know, what you don't want to be doing, and this does that. So if you look here, you can see that literally the fan is pushing that straight out. In fact, let's go down to camera, this wonky camera here. If you look where this comes out, it's literally going to be blowing all across that hot element and the nozzle, and you don't want it on that. You want it to cool the part, not the hot end. So at least that way, got a bit of movement on there. I'm going to have to adjust that. I'm not mad crazy. Okay, so there's a couple of things here. I'm not mad crazy about this box. This is I'm not mad crazy on that. And again, it's got another Phillips screw on the top here as well. So again, I've got no screwdriver. How on earth am I going to fix this thing? I'm sure we will manage. Right, so let's just check to see if I've got any more screws under there. I do not. So let's see if we can pop that in there. Okie dokie. Right then, let's move him off. And we're going to be attaching the magnetic bed. Here we are. So let's just have a quick look around the printer once this is on. Okay, so let's go to camera number 3. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mingda D2. Let's just have a quick look around this then. So we've got the magnetic bed. We've got these little lead screws on the bottom here. We've got the standard awful springs. Hey, I'm going to say it how it is, guys. I'm very sorry, but that's the way it is. Those springs are bad news. Big SD card slot, which is encouraging. Old school printer, USB. Yeah, color screen. Cuddly toy. Now, someone's going to have to remind me of this type. Replacing it now. Or what's this? What does that say? Replacing it now. Replacing it now. You're streaming in the background. Oh, what are you replacing? Sorry, guys. Oh, well, this bit here. This nozzle. Okay, interesting. Let me know how that goes. I can't remember the name of this. They've got it on the Q5 as well. It's a clone of an E3D hot end, I think, of driver even. This is like proper electrical conduit here. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And again, like one of you guys said a minute ago, as the filament comes out here, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm moving up a little bit. As the filament comes out here, is this going to start getting in the way? Should it go behind or should it go in front? Okay, interesting. All right, because obviously we're going to be running the cable down to here out of that. Interesting times. Interesting times. So let's have a quick look around it. Again, here's the little buttons I was talking about. You have got one button on here. So the Z is leveling only to the left, not to the right. Unlike the BX, no. What printer have I had recently? I did a printer review the other day and it had one on each side. Can't remember. So this does have these little switches on the side there. I don't know how long those are going to work for. But again, I've not seen these on a printer before like that. So I'm sure they work. We shall see. Again, on the back here, we've got this. Looks like almost like a computer style plug. And, you know, these guys come from an industrial background, so I'm kind of expecting that to be the case. The adjusters for this are... Okay, so the adjusters for the Y-axis are basically here. There isn't a huge amount of adjustment in this at all. And as I said, this is still a little bit wishy-washy on the on that. So let's just see how far that goes back before it hits that switch. And I have to move him back a tiny tad. Again, that's not a big concern. I don't even know if that's even pushing that button. Very quiet if it is. Sorry, guys. It is. Yes, it is. Right. So on the back here, we've got the power. And it says D2 230 by 260. It's 5 amp, 240 volt power supply, made in China. There you go. Look. Okay, round to this side, obviously the second Z axis as well. And it's all gelled up and ready to go. I've kind of got oil and stuff all on my hands now, which is kind of frustrating. So There's two things I want to do. Right, let me just scroll down very quickly, guys, because I know that there's some questions and stuff being said. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well. The Wi-Fi box means the sensor smart. Oh, you guys. Thumbs up. Thanks, Jerry. Here we go. Replacing it now. I wonder what you're replacing. Oh, right, the CL6. Okay, cool. I get it. I get it. Right then. Right then. Here we go. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow. If you can see this, let's have a look. Let's get it in the right light. Oh, chicka, wow, wow. This is the screen. I always tend to mess these up. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it's no different. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Get that satisfaction right now. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Off in one. Can't be bad. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you are waiting, all been waiting for, I'm quite sure. Are we going to get smoke or are we going to get lit up? Let's see what happens. Right, so I'm going to plug him in first. Drum roll, please. We'll go over to the camera here. Actually, we'll go over to this one. Okay, yeah, we'll go. Where are we? We're over here. Okay, here we go. Drum roll, please. Please don't blow up. Okay, did knock a monitor out then. I don't know if you got a blip then. So let's have a look at this screen, and I'll probably have to put it over to this one now. Here we go. All right, let's move this down a tiny bit. So this looks very, very similar, and I mean crazy, crazy similar to a Big Tree Tech UI. I mean, literally, other than this one single bar, that looks very, very, very Big Tree Tech. Now, as you can see on the bit here, we've got the LED flashing around different colors. This does have a NeoPixel port on it as well. It's worth mentioning if you are into modifying your cars and your 3D printers at the same time. See if we can get some of the light off of this, because I don't know if you can see that screen. But let's have a look. So I'm going to turn the light down just for a second. So the screen, if you can't see it, because it's probably going to be a pain. There's a lot of light in here at the moment. It looks exactly like a Big Tree Tech style screen. So let's hit the menu button. Doesn't have the same beep. So let's try moving some stuff around. Yeah, we've got Z working, we've got Y working, X is working. That's good. Let's have a look in the settings, screen, machine. I mean, literally, that is. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not made by Big Tree Tech, if I'm being completely honest. Let me know. So let's hit the home button. Home all. It's quiet. That's really quiet. Even the fan's quiet. Famous last words, touch wood. Right, so let's have a quick look then, see how we're doing with the... Okay, that's pretty level. So let's go and see if we can... See what settings we've got. Extrude, settings. Have we got anything here to do a bed leveling test on? No. So again, that's going to probably be in the code. The other thing I don't like, and I say, you've got two things here. I'm not a massive fan of this block box on here. And I do like to be able to adjust my Z settings just a tiny bit. What's this? Guarantee it's a custom board, I think. The screen uses a flat room. You're quite right, it does, which makes it hard to find parts. Interesting. I'll ask the question. Hi, guys. Sorry to hear that, Victor. That's dreadful news, mate. I like the full SD card slot. I see. Yeah, it has got a full size SD card. In fact, it's weird because there's a lot of those. It seems to be a trend. The Chinese call them the TF, the little ones, the little miniature SD cards. They call them the TFs. which I think is like really a kind of old word that I think we used to use many years ago, maybe in the 50s when we were talking about SD cards. Let me just turn this light up a little bit more, just so I'm not like Creature from the Black Lagoon. So yeah, so it's nice, it's encouraging. And again, on the BX, it's a small. On the Creality CR6 SE, it's big. On the CR30, it's a big. And on this, it's big as well. So again, you know, it's funny because Astroprint said to me, or said a little while ago, that it was either on a stream or he said it to me. I can't remember which it was now, but he said around these kind of price points, the 240, you know, £200 price point, you're going to really want to have Trinamic stepper drivers, and you're going to want basically what you see here. So, you know, although, you know, as I say, the name is it just amuses me, but hey, they're selling printers. They're doing good. They're doing good stuff. So thank you very much to Mingda for sending me this printer. We are going to print. Again, the adjustability on. I wonder if I press and hold down, will it go into marling? Does that do that? No, it doesn't. So if I'm going to move, so there doesn't seem to be, as far as I can see, any way to level the bed. That can't be right. Shut down, color LEDs, screen, feature, manual, run out sensor. He's plugged in. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I can't see it. Print. Okay, that's interesting. It's not seeing the TFT. Reading the TFT error. Damn. Okay, that's fun. Okay, so what we do then, while we're going to be messing around with this for a few moments, let's go back and there's no way to heat this directly either. So we go 210 and we'll go, let's go 60 on the bed. Let's see if we heat up. Okay. So, moment of truth, guys. I don't seem to be able to level the bed, so I'm going to kind of have to do this manually. It's touching the bed, so I might just have to knock the Z up. I mean, it's within a gnat's cock, to be honest. It's maybe slightly down this side. Look at that. This is a professional at work here, he says. The bed does look a little, it's got some undulation in it for sure, which is a bit frustrating. But most of them do. Again, let's come up a bit on this one, I think. Again, no, down. Here we go. Other way, Sam. Come on. Here we go. There we go. And finally, let's go to the back here. Now, I'll probably do the calibration cat because that's my favourite. I can already see a bit of filament coming out from previous print when it was tested. So we know it was definitely working. Let's grab this. Now, I'll show you what's on the SD card then, because just killing time now. What do we have here? I had to move mine to manually level. Okay, that's cool. I mean, the thing is, though, you know, that's printing 101. Being able to level your beds, that's, you know, even the Creality Ender 2 that I've got down here does that. It does, yeah. Transflash. It's an older name. You're right. You're absolutely right. What else we got here? Custom border thing. You've seen that one. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you guys for tuning in as well. Sam, how's the little one? The little one is good. Thank you very much for asking. He's an absolute little star. My wife is an absolute star as well, because she is staying up all hours with him, feeding him and stuff, while I sleep. Which, you know, which is not necessarily that fair, but, you know. So I've got a cartoon Halloween pumpkin. Can I even show you this stuff? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll share my screen. Let's do that then. Let's have a look at the CR30. That's still being quite slow. let's share the, stop sharing that one and we share my screen. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. So what's on the SD card? Let's have a look now. Right. Okay, so we've got a couple of STLs. Now, that's probably why it's not working. Maybe, oh, I don't know. It's not even reading the cards. So let's have a look at this Halloween pumpkin thing. Come on. There you go. Can you guys see this? Is that showing? No, you can't. Okay, let me try and share my... Let me stop sharing that for a second. I'll share it again. You'll see a picture of me. Entire screen. Let's go with that. Okay. There we go. So this is the creepy pumpkin thing. That's just freaky, isn't it? Why is this not moving? Here we go. That's... I think I'd quite like to print that. What else we got? Crystal glass. Wow. Looks like the World Cup. What else we got? This is called, I think it's Hubba, or Helba. Oh my God. It looks like James from Honey Badger. Look at it. How cute is that? Julie Art STL. Wow. Christ, that's got some overhangs on it. That's what she said. Right, let's get rid of this then. And we're going to do the usual. Let's grab this stuff. Can you really not? Oh, you really can't see it. Oh, that sucks. Hang on then. Let me. Yeah, there you go. Look. Sorry, chaps. Sorry, chaps. Let's go through that again then. Okay. Creepy pumpkin. There it is. With his little weird tooth thing. What's that all about? That's a weird thing to put on a model. And the model isn't that good. Look at the detail on it. Nasty. Crystal glass. Sorry, guys. I didn't realise I wasn't sharing. Looks like the World Cup. This is James Honey Badger. There he is. Oh, look how cute he is. That's the one I'm going to save for sure, though. So I'll print that one out. And I'll copy it as well because I'm going to probably print that now. And Julie Art, which is this kind of weird vase thing with crazy overhangs and stuff on it as well. So let's have a quick look in here. We've got the G codes, I'm guessing, for that as well. Yes, we do. But for some reason, it's not reading the cards. And we've got the vases as well. And we've got a version of Cura here. Pirate Captain STL. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, we've got to give that a go as well. Right. Okay. We're gonna. When I do the full review, I'll print the Pirate Captain because I like that. That looks kind of cool. Right. What else do we have on this card? That's it. So this is, if you've wondered, or if you don't know, or maybe you're reviewing this because you've heard maybe the first layer have just told you about the channel that I'm on or whatever. I use a Mac for my sins. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not so good. I also use a Windows computer as well. But the majority of my stuff, editing videos and working and all that kind of stuff is done on the Mac. So I use SD card formatter, and it is super simple. Ask for my password now. Usually it does anyway. So I think this SD card is a bag of crap. All right, okay, let's. I think there's a problem with it because that is super slow. And there's going to be, I mean, that's just naff, isn't it? What do you use on Mac to edit bin files? I use, let's have a look. Let's have a little look, shall we? Maybe it's not on here. I'll come back to you on that question. Let's have a look at a .bin file. Ah, yeah, here we go. No, it's not. I can't remember the name of the bloody thing. I've got baby brain at the moment, guys, so sorry about that. Let me get rid of this for a second. Now, I'm not overly enamored with that SD card, if I'm completely honest with you. So I'm going to junk that and grab the spare one, I think, from the CR6, or I'll grab the one from the CR6 because that isn't right. So we'll go back to sharing the screen again. Sorry. Hopefully you can see this. We're going to do the SD card trick again. And Hitmas 2. Hopefully. Although it seems to be slow on this as well. Maybe it's me. There we go. Right. Coming back to that question about the bin files. Oh, God, what is it called? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm really sorry, dude. Okay, let's open up Cura. Okay. No configuration errors. Go away. Yeah, that's frustrating. So we've already done the Mingda D2. There's a few printers in there already. So let's get rid of this. And backup is finished. So I didn't realize there's a whole bunch of stuff on top of this with the marketplace and all sorts of other crazy stuff inside of Cura. I've never messed around with it to that degree. I've just sort of plugged it and, made it work. So it's kind of cool to actually explore that a little bit. So I like the file Cali. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the little James one, aren't we? So that's see if we can paste that in. No, it's not there. Can't remember what it's called. Right. If I open these documents, it's just going to go. It might be that one there. There's about 1 million of these documents here. Yikes. Look at that. Look at the state of that. Domes. Oh my word. This is the problem. This is my life, guys. This is if I don't use stacks, this is my life. That's how bad things have got. That's a desktop and a half, right? Right. Let's whiz that back then. I'm going to use the Cali Cat. I'll come back to the other thing later. Cute James, as I'm calling it. I don't even know if he's watching. He might have switched off. So we're going to slice this. We've got the file up here still. That's safe to removable. We can eject it. Job done. Let's get rid of this then. Okay. All good. Been looking around. Haven't found much success. Try. I can't honestly. Let me see. SKR editor. Mac. See that I'm always watching him teaching tech. I do like teaching tech. He's a good VS Code. That's what it's called. Right there you go. VS Code, and yeah, I use that VS Code. Just couldn't think of it. Has it uninstalled it? No, here we go. Yeah, so Visual Studio Code is generally what I use. So that's the one. That's the one I use to edit my bin files. Again, CR. What's going on there? Is that? Yeah, it seems to be right. It's one of those things. It's a bit like listening for your baby with that printer at the moment, because I'll talk about it very quickly while I'm doing this. So the CR30 is great for all the wrong reasons. It's very impressive, obviously, but the main issue is that there isn't really a good version of Cura to use with it. So you have to use. There's about 4 different ones you can use, but they've all got bugs and they're all not set up, and they're all, I printed something earlier and it took it like halfway up the print bed and started printing in midair, straight. There's no reason for it. It's just bugs. So anyway, let's hit this. No, why can't it see the TFT card? This is a disaster. TFT error. What? Man, that's annoying. Okay, what we'll do then, we'll turn him off. That's really crazy annoying. It is a good liking to him, isn't it? I agree. I agree. Let's see if this is going to work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What am I going to do? Right. The Anycubic is the printer I was thinking of earlier. Let's just see if this is going to read this disk, because that is 100% working. Reading SD card error. Oh, guys, what am I going to do? Right, so that sucks. So it's time to get the screwdriver out, and we're going to have to look at the connection between the SD card and the board. If you do want to jump into this chat, please do. Please come in and help me out with this. At least to talk about some sort of sanity. You are quite welcome to jump on. I'm obviously now going to have to take out and have a quick look at the back of this. And miraculously, I did actually find a screwdriver as well. But if you do want to jump on, you're more than welcome to do so. And I will try and ensure that you're there. You led a charmed life. Man, I did. This is... that sucks, doesn't it? You know, that's... you can't say that wasn't set up. It didn't work off the standard SD. It then it didn't work off a second SD. It's now not working on the third SD. You know, I think that's enough, isn't it? You don't want to go too crazy. I mean, there have been a fifth SD. I don't know. I suspect you guys are all at work, depending on where you are. So let's take this sucker to bits. I did shut down Companion while I was on there, which is kind of annoying, so I can't change the camera angle. Let's open that back up again. This is going to be great, isn't it? It's if I've got a printer that just doesn't function. Right, there we go. That should give me the cameras back. Right, let's pop this over to this one here. There we go. So let's have a look and see what's inside the 3D printer. There is, of course, nothing worse for any 3D printing manufacturer than to send a printer out to a YouTuber and it not work. Maybe it's because I was on a Mac. Eating baked potatoes, are you? Blimey, Jerry. Rock 3 needs SD card pins facing up. Okay, I don't think it would go in the other way, though. I will check that, because that would have been a real ridiculous... That's in. That's out. Let's turn it upside down. That's not going in. Like, that's not going in. So that was pins up. So let's whip this off and see what we've got under here. Some of this stuff just really reminds me of the G-Tech printer as well. Just the metal construction, the shape of it to a degree. But it seems to have a better build quality than that one, which is currently living on the floor because I've got no room. So my next expansion in here is to roll up into another room. So the units that I've got behind me, what's that? Why don't you, does it support running? Yeah, it does, but you know, this should work. So same at work. Some of the USB ports are upside down. Oh, I forgot to flip it when taking it out the laptop. No, this definitely saved. Definitely saved. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. We'll have a good old look inside, shall we? Good old fashioned look. So we've got a power supply by the well-known brand Sompom, which is a 24 volt, 15 amp power supply. And there isn't too much hot glue in here, which is nice and encouraging to see. Now, like some of you may know, if you do have a TFT that is a Big Tree Tech one, you will also have a side connector on it, which is what I was kind of hoping for, but it doesn't appear to be anything there. The board down here Yeah, I mean that's that's hardwired. That's literally on the board. So they ain't gonna work. That's annoying. Well, there you go. Well, we'll try again. We'll see if we can get it working. I won't bother putting the bottom on yet because I kind of can see me possibly having to mess around a little bit more with this, but let's give it another go. Right, that's powering back on again. On he goes. Okay, let's pop this on the floor. Mingda. So once again, I'll plug this one in. And it says here, read SD card error straight away. So it's definitely in the right way up. SD card error. Man, that sucks. That really does suck. Right, we'll plug him into my little USB jobby. Just like that. Ah, oh, thanks, dude. Oh, I can do my little song, can't I? Here we go.
Super chat.
Hey, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. I feel like I'm begging when people give me money for this sort of stuff, but you know, every little helps. And yeah, it keeps my son in nappies, I suppose. Is that a common problem? From I wonder if it's due to the size of cards. I remember I had to format mine to less than 4 gig. Well, it's interesting you should say that because that card was 4 gig. So it's an interesting point though. So this card that I've got in here is 128 megabytes. Could be name or file length. You're quite right, Jerry. Let's have a look. So I'm going to plug him back in again. And let me share my screen once again. We're going to go back and we're going to format the SD. So if I look at this is no name it's called at the moment, and it has a base file that I was printing the other day, and that works absolutely fine, no problem. So let's go to SD card formatter, and we're going to do a quick format because that's what we do. Bing. And I'm going to put my password in, which is Tripod's Garage #1. And Tripod Where's address. That's done. Okay. And once we've done that, we're then going to go down to Cura. Now it does appear. Oh, I've got 2 versions of Cura open. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So here we are. We're going to, this is the Mingda D2. Here it is. Calibration cap. Nice. Safe to removable. File saved. Okay, so we're going to roll over to here. There it is, calibration cap. Let's take it out. Let's eject it. And then let's go back over here. Take this lovely SD card. Plug him in. And it says TFT card error straight away. Okay, so could it be, how frustrating is this? I hate it when this stuff happens. So we're going to use the original card. I'm going to plug it into this lighter. Oh, I can't do that. I'm going to use the original card. Let's plug it in again to this. Let's try and save it again. I'll do that while hello. Oh, I've paused. Sorry about that, guys. Let's have a look at the card. Right. Okay, so what we'll do then, let's just save this to the card again. And save to removable. Eject. Just check it again. There we go. Yep, we're rejected. Good. Right, we're plugging back in again and see what happens this time. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short stream. Although, I don't know how long I've been broadcasting for. A little while. Go straight to the PC. Yeah, I'm not inclined to do that, because this should work. Read TFT card error. Okay, so let's see if there's anything on here where I can actually maybe unload and reload the card. Print, SD card error, settings. No. Feature. No. info, June 2020. Let's go to move, home, extrude, print, can't see the print, settings, machine, nothing, screen, nothing, feature. Oh, what's this? What's manual? Auto power. Manual, auto power. Okay, so it turns itself off. Filament run out is on. Info, nothing. So there is not much more I can do on this. What a shame. Red TFT card error. Let's try a different one. Let's plug it in again. It said that time. So I'm getting the can't read TFT error on every one of these. Read TFT card error. So what we do then is we take the cards and I'll plug it into the Anycubic because that shares the same type of card slot. Because we might as well try and test this off of the off of it. Let's have a quick look. Printing done. Let's go to print, and I can see the CaliCat pretty much straight away. It's just there. So there you go. TFT card error, baby. So, oh, what a shame. What a shame. So this has been a disappointment, but I guess much like the Anycubic printer that I had, we might have to come back again. And you know, this is the thing, though, right? You're saying connected to the PC. I'm not inclined to do that because it should work off the SD card. So, you know, same goes. I could plug it into an Octopi, or I could, you know, but it should work bog standard on the card. And the fact that it can't read the card, the fact that it has been obviously been tested on the hot end, is a slight worry for me. But the other thing I could probably try and do is, well, I can't even see even burning the firmware, reburning the firmware via the SD card. I can't do that either. So yeah, I guess it's until next time. I'll throw the chat out there again if anybody. Oh, actually, I don't know if I shared the right one last time. Hang on a minute. Let me share the stream. Copy stream link. Sorry, guys. Tripod is rubbing off on me. He's always rubbing off on somebody. If you do, is that the stream code? Hang on a second, guys. Sorry. I have got the link here. If you do want to pop in, I didn't share the correct one last time. I do apologise. If you want to pop in and say hello, yeah, I mean, I use Octoprint. That's what I'm using now, the CR30. It's what I use on the BQBX. I know I've got a whole host of them sort of set up and ready to go. But, you know, my point here is that, you know, it should work, shouldn't it? You know, it's built into the board. You know, it's a bit of a cardinal sin, really, isn't it? When something doesn't work. But hey, what I'll do is I'll unplug it again. I'm just going to have a quick look at the connections there, just to make sure there's no dry joints that I can physically see. But this is the thing, you know, when you have a product and you switch it on and it doesn't work, you know, I don't want to be messing around too much with stuff like this because it isn't worth my time. And I hate to say it like that, but it isn't worth my time. And to be messing around with motherboards and stuff, I'll be happy to swap it out if that's what they want. But you know, it's definitely reading something because it says it can't read it, so it's seeing that it's being inserted. But I'm just going to make sure. I'm just going to give it a little prod as well, just to make sure that there's no dry joints. And I'm just going to grab the light as well, just to have a quick look. Let's have a look here. Let's pop him over to Cam 3. Cam 1 rather. Yeah, let's have a quick look. So, as I say, the connections, certainly on this side, all look fine. So it has got a Wi-Fi module. It's got the Z probe as well. It's got a bunch of cool stuff on here. There's UART output as well, and a couple of DC fans as well. But the SD card doesn't work. So there's a reset button on here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's push the button. Oh, hello. We've got Matt on the line. Let's bring in Matt for a second. Here we go. Oh.
Can you guys see me?
No. It's just a grey box.
Oh, no.
Well, this is entertaining.
Sorry, guys.
It says made in China. It's a shame, you know, because I do have high hopes of this printer, and I still have high hopes. Hang on, let me take you out for a second, Matt. I still have high hopes for this printer. I really, honestly do, and I think that you know, once we go over this, and this isn't the first time that I've had a printer issue. Let's plug this back in again. See if we get anything off that. Yeah, it says read SD card error straight away when I pop that on. Okay, let's have a look. Who have we got here? Ryzen Phoenix Bronco. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to see you. Congratulations on the baby. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. What's your thoughts on this then?
I'm a trooper. I hate to say it. I'd hook it up to the PC just to see if that works. I mean, you still have to label it a fail. I mean, but
Oh yeah.
I'd hook it up and see if I can get it to work. Shove an Octoprint on it or whatever it needs to be. So, but
Yeah,
you know,
like I say, it's a disappointment, that's for sure. You know, certainly when it's you know, straight out of the box. You know, that's that is part, and that unfortunately is part and parcel to this.
well,
You
it'd be
know,
like buying a new car and driving it off the lot, and a mile later it stalls and you can't restart it.
exactly. You know, it's funny because, and I'm going to say this because, you know, it is what it is with some of these companies. But Comgrow, when I had, you know, I don't know if you watched any of the streams when I've done an unboxing of Comgrow, right? Comgrow said to me that you should have tested it prior to the stream, and I said that's the whole point of doing an unboxing, though, isn't it? That's that's what's in an unboxing video. It's you know, and that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny, but unfortunately, sometimes this is the way that it goes. And you know, same happened with Anycubic, and I didn't mention them. I mean, we had a smoking issue with that particular printer, but again, you know, it is what it is. I guess, you know, and the other thing you could say, I could put the Wi-Fi module in. I could put a Wi-Fi module in and you know, mess around off that. But it's not something I want to do now. And I think it's going to be one of those things where if you do have this issue, I'd rather have got the issue solved and come back on the stream and say, this is how you do it.
Right, but I would plug the Octoprint or the Wi-Fi just to see if they connect, to see if they, I mean, I wouldn't actually sit here and go, okay, let's test it out now. It failed. But is it a communication problem in general where even the USB port's dead too for the live wire? Who knows?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Somebody who's Astro Printer is saying, have a look inside and see if there's any debris on the port. That's a good point. Let's have a quick look at that. I will just switch it off just in case. Let's have a quick look.
Unless you got some canned air to blow, you know, in there. So talk about fails, right? Almost get done with my baby R2.
Oh,
Do you notice anything missing?
That looks really nice. Yeah.
I can't find the front center leg. I don't know where I painted them all at the same time. I went to assemble last night. Can't find the leg. I have no idea where it is. I'm like, you know, talk about disappointing. You know, like, oh hey, let's put it together. Let's say around. Don't have a front leg, but so That's part of 3D printing is dealing with failures.
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally. You're exactly right there. You're exactly right. Like I say, I honestly had really high hopes for this. And, you might get 1 in 100 that maybe has a fault like this.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that it's me and now. So, shit me. I can't believe it. It's bloody well working.
Yay.
Hey, look at that. It just needed a quick blow, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that?
What a blowjob can do, huh?
Look at that. Hello? Yeah. So we've got a filament run out now because I haven't put the filament in. So,
cool.
Problem.
So, back to the stream.
Hey, there we go, look. There we go. You guys, of course, are welcome to stick along here for a minute while I do this.
At least that's good news.
What's that?
I said that's at least good news. It works.
Hey, yeah, exactly right. But bizarre, really bizarre. But there you go.
I thought it was maybe a cable was loose, maybe.
Well, there's no cables. It's hardwired to the board. So that's what I was checking to see if that would make sense because a lot of these things in transit they do get chucked around even from when it reaches the port in the UK, chucking these things around. It's it's the way it goes. Blowjob to the rescue from Jerry there. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it goes. Okay, well, this is good. This is good.
Speaking of Jerry, he recommended this Yoyi TPU, and I've been printing my tracks on my Ender 5 with it, and comes out nice and good and flexible.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so I've been messing around with Cura and doing sequential printing, so that I can print 5, 10 on a run. But it prints them one at a time and just staggers where it starts.
Yeah,
much better than trying to print 10 at one time and getting all the stringing going on.
Oh, so you actually stack them up?
I don't know if you can see it. Oh wait, actually, I don't know if I can do this or not. The way I did it, let me flip my screen around here. So that's, I don't know if you can see that. I've got them set up that way, and then when you look at it from it prints front to back, so you don't hit the gantry into the other models.
Yeah, that's exactly what Michael Badley does as well.
Yeah, it's once you get it figured out, you do have to. I had to override my Cura settings because it thinks the gantry is going to hit the top. Because if you were hopping all over the place, the gantry would hit. But by starting at the front and steadily moving back, so I had to dummy in some data on my gantry. So, but I mean, I got tired of the one print, come back an hour and 15 minutes later, start it again. This now, it runs for 8 hours and prints 8 to 10 of them.
Yeah, that's good advice. I did that. I did most of my tracks with the Q5 printer, one at a time, because I'd never printed with TPU. It's a fact. If you don't know what you don't know, and I just never printed with it before. So once we started getting involved with these little droids and doing various things, that was the pinnacle for that really. But of course now as you know, as you probably have seen, this is the product now of what's coming next. So
that's just awesome. That is just awesome.
And you know what? That's going to a 3D printing show, and I'm so excited about doing it. It's just it's oh hello, we've got somebody else coming in. Now, it's really enthusiastic for me to get that going. There's a question here for you though. What's your walls and infill on that?
Actually, I was doing, I believe it was you. I did 3 walls and then 15% infill, and I'm using the gyroid infill, not the cubic one, because the cubic one, the head kept on kind of hitting when it was going back and forth. Don't ask me why Cura does that, but it's been, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still get failures, but when they fail, I'm not losing the whole bed. I'm losing one. So I'm okay with that. So it's been good, and I'm working on something right now where I want to see how many I can get on there, because ideally I'd like to get 15 on a bed, so then you can do 2 runs and get one, the 30 you need for the one side track.
You're doing it the hard way.
Well, I'm Polish. I'm supposed to.
I won't judge. No, but guys, if you want to do multiple prints, IDEX is the way to go, because 2 heads are printing at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got an IDEX adapter for the Ender 3. I know it's a very small printer for that, but I thought it would be fun. So I
have 3 of them. I have 3 IDEX printers.
Oh, dear. Wow.
I'm going to do duplication or mirror mode or anything like that. You can't beat it. Like, you can put a part on one side of the bed, and it will copy it automatically just by pushing the button, and it will just print 2 of them.
Huh?
So, and if you load half your bed with parts, hit duplication mode, both heads come out, and they won't only do one at a time. Both heads will come out and start printing the parts side by side. So you print with 2 heads at the same time.
Yeah. No, that's great. I've got a Send 3D adapter for mine, and I still need to fit it and stuff. And also, I did the Enzilla mod as well on one of them, which is been awesome.
I have the Guido X40, which is the one I mentioned to you earlier on.
Yep.
It's a nice IDEX printer. I have the Artist D from JG Maker, and I have the 10-log D3 Pro. And like, when it comes to duplication or anything, IDEX is the one. Like, when you want to do multiple parts, you can't go wrong, because you're printing the same amount of work. You're printing the same amount in half the time, because you'll have 2 heads going at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or you could just buy another printer.
Well,
The
you
Sam
can buy
method.
another printer, but like, yes, you could. That's the other way of doing it. Like, but I'm just saying, it's like, when I'm going to start. I'm actually thinking of doing the Drinks droid. I'm thinking of going back and going to do that one.
All right.
But sorry, the egg box. Sorry, because I am going to do the full R2D2 at some point, but I'm going to do the egg box, I think. But even then, like, I'm going to do the tracks on the IDEX printers, because it'll knock them out really fast.
Sam, where did you get your racking system from?
The racking system I got from I think it's called Ultimate Enclosures. If you go to Send 3D, the guy sells all the so it's not finished yet, but he sells the designs on how to do it. So you basically buy the racking, which is one that he would suggest, and then everything is racked out, and then he has all 3D prints for temperature modules. There's doors that go on, there's hinges, there's that whole kind of kit and caboodle. But with various things that have been happening in my life recently, I got so far with a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got so much on, but I haven't got enough time in the day to go, or I need to fix this, or I need to fix that. I kind of just have to move on to the next thing, which is really, really frustrating. And I've said this a lot before. Time is my most valuable commodity, hands down. And
I think you need an assistant.
I do need an assistant. You're quite right. Yeah, I mean, again, unfortunately, my wife likes money, but she doesn't like 3D printing. And I was like, well, she's like, oh, we could do this, or we could make this, or we could make that. But that's kind of as far as it goes, which is kind of frustrating. She's got a lot of good ideas, but it's executing them that we need to nail.
Yeah, I need to build some shelving new shelving for mine, and I was going to do it. And I found out the price of wood got so expensive in the States, it's cost prohibitive.
Really?
A sheet of plywood is $60.
Wow.
And that's for crappy plywood, not even.
Well, no, that's decent half-inch. But that's even then, $60 is.
Yeah.
They used to be $12 a sheet. They're now $60 a sheet. That's obscene.
Yeah. So Sam, in about 6 or 7 years, the baby will be able to help you for.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
But
gotcha.
you'll get to my point where mine is 17, and now he just wants to play his video games and not help out so much.
Mine's 14.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. I've just put the Ender IDEX dual system up by Send 3D. Just trying to find. He does an enclosure system as well. It's ultraenclosure.com, which is the one I've built here.
Well,
so,
like the problem about the Ender 3, as you said, the IDEX on an Ender 3, its print bed is way too small.
which is
Anything
why
less than a
I've done
300
the upgrade. So
anything
the
less than
upgrade I've done is
300,
400.
you're wasting your time.
Yeah, but this is a 400.
Well, 400 would work. A 400 bed is fine because you need, and you must remember, you need to have overhangs on both sides.
Yeah.
Because even though you come off the bed, the head has to go way off the bed and park because you need to have room for the other head to come over and reach the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
So they have to be 3 or 4 inches offset off to the side of the head of the print head. That's where all of your idlers and so on that need to be mounted.
As I say, this guy's put a it's a whole kit. The board's in there. It's kind of all ready to go. Everything's kind of set up for you. And he spent a lot of time developing this. And he's a guy in the UK. His name's Kane. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I really like what you're doing. I want to do some stuff with some lenders." And I came across your site and so I got. He sent me that. Manchester 3D sent me the 400 kit as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build them separately and then I'm going to merge the two. I know that seems a little bit of a weird thing to do, but I kind of figured that they need their own videos in their own right. And then after that, we can...
That Ender 5 in your background, that's an ideal candidate for an IDEX.
Ender 5?
The Plus or just the Pro? Or
well, I have the 5 Plus, and I haven't done IDEX because I have other IDEX printers. But that would be either ideal candidate for Core XY or IDEX because it's a 350 bed.
Right.
It would be a good. I think it'd be a good. And the heads, when we go all the way over to the side, they kind of overhang the bed a little bit. So you might have to shrink your print area, but it'd be a good candidate for an IDEX, I think.
But you're going to lose some. I mean, if you're not dual printing, you're going to lose some space, right? So this is my Ender 5 Plus back over here. If I have 2 heads on there, let's say I'm printing a dome, I don't need both heads, right? Or am I able to use both heads?
You do. Well, if you're only doing a single color, you use a single head.
Okay, so but then I would lose part of my floor space because that head will block off that side of the...
Correct. But but if you modified it so the top rails on each side were dropped, and then your x-axis was suspended above it, and it was and the suspended x-axis moved up and down. Now you have the room to move it. So you'd actually drop the rails down and then mount them at where the bed is, at level where the bed is at the top of Z, and then extend up your Z and then mount the Z, or mount your XY on a moving rail that moves up, that traveled up and down that. Now you have the expansion to put the heads out to the side.
Okay.
And you have the large print area is what you need.
Hey, Sam, on these Ultra enclosures, I clicked on buy, and it's like $14 for the digital. I mean, is this all just print your own and buy hardware and assemble type of deal for this guy?
Yeah, it is. And it really is. It's as simple as that. I mean, obviously, lights and stuff I've put in. But what I thought was really cool about it is that it's for life. And that's what sort of, I was looking at the IDEX thing. I was like, yeah, I'll do a deal with you. Blah, blah, we've done that. Buy that. Great. Then I discovered that he's kind of like an inventor, which I thought was really, really promising. So, like I said, the guy's name's Kane. He was super responsive back on like his chat on his website and stuff. I was like, wow, this is cool. And then we got on talking about this particular setup, and I was looking to do something with it because I had on this wall over here that you can't see, I had all the printers all kind of set up in a kind of mediocre, crappy thing that I kind of mocked up, and I was like, I'm going to have to strip this down and start again. Then this thing came along, but of course, because the printers that I've got are all different shapes and sizes, it needs to be adaptable. So, and this really is. So over this side will be for the larger printers. But again, you can mount things different places. And if you've got an idea, if you say, well, wouldn't it be nice if, because he prints a lot with ABS, so he's got temperature controlling, he's got extrusions, he's got all sorts of stuff inside of it. And again, I just thought it was really cool, and I just wanted to get some exposure for him. And again, the most expensive part for this is going to be the plastic doors. So you might not want to go with plastic doors. Maybe you go with glass and you make a wooden frame. But the hinges will go on either way. And like I say, I'm dead chuffed with it. And I've had no, sometimes when you have if you've got so in the room in my main room, there's a window, and there is a little bit of air that gets through somehow. And sometimes on the printers in that room, I always get a little lift just at the back, not quite far away from the window, but it's still there. And it's that air movement that's the real problem. So everything in this room is kind of dead. including me. The air in here, I mean, there's no breeze, there's no kind of, there's nothing. It's quite insulated. So all these walls are insulated, the ceiling, everything here is insulated. So there's no breeze. And even without the doors, the prints are stunning, absolutely stunning. All this stuff has been printed on these printers, and I've had no failures. I've had, again, quality filament goes a long way. Don't forget, Polymaker is available on 3D filler print. I will just put that out there very quickly. But like I say, I've had some astonishing prints from it, and I'm going to have 2 more, which are going to be bigger, that are going to go. So I've got there's 2 sides to this unit here. On the other side, I've got an 8x4 CNC machine and quite a bit more space, and I'm going to put 3 walls, basically, of 3D printers in there as well. So that's going to be.
What is it? It's the 3018. The 3018 CNC, is it?
It's the MakerMade M2.
Yeah, it's the 3018, I believe. That's the model that's designed. They call them 3018s. They're the small little desktop. They have 3018s.
No. This is 8 foot by 4 foot.
Oh, foot. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, CNC are great.
Yeah,
I have
I mean,
CNC as well, and I have laser. I have a CO2 as well.
Okay.
For $14 though, how much time would you spend engineering this yourself? I mean,
no time at all. The great thing is that he's got all the links there. He's very forward thinking. Really forward thinking. So what you do is you download the file. You get all the files there, and that's for life. So if he has an adaptation or a different version or so you'll see that there's a couple of beta versions of the hinges that are auto closing and stuff like that, which I thought was quite nice. So again, I am working on those at the moment, but certainly for the pins and stuff that hold everything in together, just thought it was really cool. Just thought it was a nice unit to be working with. I'm back. Had an issue, but all good now. Good. I'm glad you're well, Jerry. I'm glad you're well. So yeah, like I say, it just he's quite a quiet guy and quite reserved, but I really like what he was doing. So he had my money straight away because it's just awesome. And it's just exactly what I needed at the right time as well.
We're talking $14. You can't even go to dinner with your wife for $14, right?
Yes, I mean, like I say, you'll still have to buy
unless you eat McDonald's. Right. Remember that.
Yeah. So this insulation board is like £14. So maybe like $20 or something like that from your hardware store. You can buy different versions of it, 25mm, 50mm, whatever you want. And again, it caters for all that as well. And then the hinges, the handles, the locks, all that kind of stuff. There's little fans that he's printed, little vent ports and things like that. So, like I say, it's I rate it quite highly. And again, I'm going to be making more of them. I've got the file now, so I'm set, and that's for life. That's, make as many as you want of them. That's the best thing.
If it saves you an hour, it's worth the $14.
Yeah, I would say so. Oh yeah, definitely, I would say so. And again, the videos that he's made as well, they're very sensible and very descriptive, and I love that. I'll let you know if you're after that. It was a use of language that was really, really good for me, and just to follow that. My wife helped me with the first one because sometimes I lose my absolute mind with DIY. But then I was way away with it on the set. Just, craft knife, cut the things down, job done. So, very good. Now, just back to this printer, just for a second. It's probably the quietest printer I own.
Yeah, no. It's really quiet. I can't hear it.
There's no fan noise. Literally a wisp of fan noise. And I could hear the extruder just retracting very slightly. But that's very quiet. Very, very quiet.
What's the print quality look like?
There's a few layer lines. Let's see if we can get in on that. There's a few layer lines there.
You need more light. We need to get closer.
Do, don't I? Yeah. See if we can move this in a little bit more. Hold up. Hope it doesn't make anyone feel sick. See if you can see that. So there's a foot there. So this is the... Oh, hang on. This is going well. Now my kit breaks. Brilliant.
Blow on it.
I'm blowing.
You fix everything else.
Here. If that works and fixes all your problems, your wife is a lucky woman.
Yeah, so it's not looking too bad. These lights are a bit annoying on the hot end. I don't really.
You can turn them off in the menu, I believe.
Yeah, but it's just at the wrong point. That's just,
Should be at least shielded going down.
Yeah, what I would like to see. When I did the 7th birthday with. Sorry guys, let me just whiz this around. When I did the 7th birthday thing with Creality, I kind of had this idea that wouldn't it be cool if they pre-mounted some cameras just on various points and certainly on the nozzle, so like an oscilloscope, so you get that via Octoprint or via their version of Octoprint or whatever that's called, the cloud thing. I just thought that would be a really good thing. And I put the questions about a week before and they understood the questions and they asked the questions and I got no answers from them whatsoever. I don't know if you saw that stream, but it was just the most ridiculous. Me and Sebastian, who did the Creality CR6 community firmware stuff, me and him, and we're asking these questions and it was like, we're getting no answers. He had a question about UART and they just explained what UART was, not that they were not answering the question. Eric said, I've got an IDEX and idea. I have to agree twice the work for the same amount of time. I have to heat the entire bed. And I use it all when possible to make things efficient. So, yeah, I mean, exactly right. Was a comedy show for, yeah, it was. It's but I can't say anything negative about them because I'm under contract, of course. So, it's it's all good.
You're not saying anything negative about them. You're stating the facts. Hey, it was failing out of the box.
No, that's right. That's absolutely right. So just going back on the print quality, it needs a little bit of tuning. And I think probably PID tuning is the start with that. And probably I didn't tighten up the wheels on the gantry, and I know there's a bit of a wobble there as well. But I'll print out the James, and I'll print out the what was the other one? It was a Pirate or something, wasn't it?
The James one is a long print, by the way.
Is it?
It's a long print, yeah. I've got that same model. They call it an Angel or something.
Yeah.
I've got the same model on one or two other printers as part of test prints, and they're long, so you won't be streaming it. So they take about 6 or 8 hours to print.
Wow. Okay.
They stand about 4 inches tall.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we'll give that a go. But so far, so good. I'm probably gonna end the stream in a few minutes. So thank you guys for dropping on. We're back with the Droid Builders in not this Friday, but the Friday afterwards. And as you can see, we're motoring forward with that. Thank you guys for joining and dropping in. I'm just going to drop you off the stream just for a second, if that's okay.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much. So, just in closing, guys, not that camera, this one. We do have the Mingda D2 working, and all it took was a little bit of a blow. Yeah, so like I say, I was kind of worried about it, certainly when that happened. And, it does seem that, it just needed a little bit of tweaking in order to make that work. Enormously frustrating, obviously. But, if you're having a 3D printing problem, I guess give it a blow is the answer. Thank you again to 3D Filaprint for supporting the channel and supplying me with various types of filaments in order to build these wonderful models. I do appreciate it. And obviously check out Send3D, check out Manchester 3D as well. And thank you so much for joining in and liking, subscribing and doing all that crazy stuff. And I'll be back very, very soon. I've got RackRig 1.3. I've got RackRig VCore 2. I've got the MakerMade 3D printer coming up as well. I've got another 3D printer that is I hope is going to be so phenomenal and awesome and amazing. And I'm dead excited about it. And it's a contender, certainly going up against the BX and the CR6. So I'm really, really stoked to be part of it. It happened today. There was a bunch of stuff that kind of went on and I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's cool. So I'm super, super excited. And of course, then I have the big track system that I'm running at the moment, which hopefully will I've got some more prints coming up with that as well. So we will see you next time. Love to see and hear a nice review. Yeah, that will come as well. So what I'll do, so the way I work with this is I do the unboxing live because it's easier to do it that way, and you guys can talk to me, and you know we can solve these issues. Otherwise, I would have just been like, "Nah, it's crap. I'm going to throw it away," and you know, send me another printer or whatever. So certainly in this case, the deal that I work with on this is that I will do the unboxing, first print, and you can see this print hopefully later on tonight on my Instagram, which is at The Real Sam Prentice. Then after that, then I'll do a full review and I'll talk about some of the perils and pitfalls that I've had. But so far, so good. It is a super quiet printer. It's $239.99 if you can find that on Amazon. And also, what I will point out as well, the Elegoo Neptune 2 has just come back on sale. So I think it's gone up by about another $10 or another £10. But for the money, that for £160 or $160, that is the printer that I would certainly be suggesting that you buy over an Ender 3, so or an Ender 3 Pro. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for subscribing, and may the force be with you. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.